President Erdoğan, there's no explanation for the failure to stop the brutality in Gaza. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan said the brutality has been going on in Gaza for 23 months. There is and can be no explanation for the failure to stop an atrocity in which babies, children, and the elderly are dying of starvation for 23 months. President Erdoğan attended the extended session of the 25th Summit of the Council of Heads of State of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization held at the Meyjiang Convention Center in Tianjin, China. In his speech at the session, Erdoğan stated that they had developed relations with Asian countries and increased their engagement with regional organizations within the framework of the Asia Revival Initiative, and said, undoubtedly, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization holds a unique place among these organizations. At a time when global predictability is diminishing and challenges are increasing, I find the principles of the Shanghai Spirit of the organization extremely valuable. Solving global problems is only possible by increasing joint efforts based on cooperation and effective multilateralism. From our perspective, this will come true in the multilateral system, with the United Nations at its center. However, we see that the United Nations needs serious reform to fulfill the duties assigned to it. It is quite difficult to say that the current system, dictated by the circumstances of 80 years ago, has failed to achieve what is expected of my dear friend Mr. Guterres, either in ending the oppression in the Middle East or in maintaining the rules-based international order. Despite all his efforts, I thank all my friends who have raised their voices for Palestine. If the international community cannot prevent the massacre of more than 63,000 Gazans, many of whom are children, women, and the elderly, and the starvation of innocent children, we must all hold our heads in our hands and reflect, Erdoğan said. It is a fact that there is no explanation for our failure to stop an atrocity in which babies, children, and the elderly are dying of hunger for 23 months. I believe that it is our responsibility to make the United Nations a platform representing global justice in the face of the atrocities that the Palestinian people, especially in Gaza, have been subjected to for years. I hereby thank all my friends and all conscientious people who have raised their voices for Gaza, the West Bank, and the entire Palestinian people. Recent steps taken are gratifying. Erdoğan emphasized that the doors to a new era in Syria have opened, offering historic opportunities for lasting regional peace and stability, and said, the support we will provide for the recovery of Syria, while preserving its territorial integrity and political unity, will benefit our entire region. We will continue to oppose any attempt to threaten the security and territorial integrity of our neighbor, Syria. Furthermore, the recent steps taken to ensure lasting peace, stability, and prosperity in the South Caucasus and Central Asia are gratifying. We hope these steps will contribute to the development of human, economic, and commercial relations and the opening of transportation and communication lines. Our close cooperation with our brotherly countries in Central Asia on bilateral and multilateral platforms is growing daily. The steps we take within the Organization of Turkic States contribute not only to the stability of our brotherly countries, but also to the stability of our wider region. Developments in energy and connectivity are vital. President Erdoğan stated that efforts are continuing toward the goal of hosting the 31st United Nations Conference of the Parties to Climate Change, saying, we view developments in energy and connectivity as vital for global stability, economic development, energy supply security, and sustainable growth. Erdoğan emphasized that the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is an important platform for enhancing energy security and developing partnerships in strategic infrastructure projects, saying, as the westernmost Asian and easternmost European, with our geostrategic location at the very heart of Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, we continue to contribute to the uninterrupted and secure operation of transportation and communication. While we aim to revitalize the historic Silk Road with the Trans-Caspian East-West Middle Corridor Initiative, we are also continuing our efforts to align this initiative with the Belt and Road Initiative. We also aim to connect a vast region with the Development Road Project, which we are implementing in the north-southeast direction. We aim for a world order that prioritizes the well-being of societies. Erdoğan stated that Turkey's vision is to resolve problems through a spirit of dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation based on respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries. He said, in this context, we aim for a world order that prioritizes economic development, trade, and the well-being of societies. I hope to strengthen our cooperation with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the modern-day representative of Asia's ancient climate of tolerance and tradition, of finding common solutions to problems.